I gotta ask a question real quick. What is with the anime today I've watched? A lot of the anime is focusing on teamwork, like, you know, trying to mesh together properly. I mean, I just, you know, was watching Haikyuu, and then it was kind of focused on teamwork. And then now Grimgar is pretty much about that as well. Teamwork and meshing together as friends. Grimgar, today, this week's episode focuses on Ranta and him being able to fit in with the party, which I guess is something I think we all could have seen coming eventually. I mean, Ranta's always been the kind of outcast of the group, or someone that's really misunderstood, or someone that needs to kind of tone it down a little bit, or chill. Because Ranta, since the very beginning, he's always been someone that just doesn't really know how to either read the mood, or the way he acts just doesn't mesh well with everybody in the party. And majority of the episode is spent actually finally tackling into this and diving into it and seeing what Ranta's thoughts are on this, and then also getting to see Haru trying to confront him about it and change things, or at the very least help the situation out. Now, before I even get into the battle stuff and all that, like, you know, with the cave, I want to talk about the Ranta and then, you know, how he's fitting in. So Ranta at this moment, he's the secondary tank, and I'm not going to say that he is a person that can't hold his own. He's a really strong fighter. I mean, he's already demonstrated time and time again he can do shit and get shit done. He's a very good fighter. And he is a secondary tank that will be backing up the main primary tank when shit hits the fan. So Ranta has a very important role. And of course, he does need to be able to take things down solo when the time comes. But at this time, though, the way he is acting in this episode, or how he's always acted, he's not someone that really is a complete team player. Someone that really you could depend on to constantly be there for you when the going gets rough. Because for one reason, Ranta, he's a character that wants to do his own thing. He wants to, you know, attack his own enemy or finish him off by himself, or, you know, he doesn't want to be helped or anything like that, which endangers the team overall. His actions endanger the team, and one teammate endangering the entire team is someone that you don't really want on your party. And I feel like this is going to be a very difficult situation for Haru to kind of overcome. Because at this time, when you have a team member that says, oh, I'm doing my obligation for the team, I'm doing what I need to do for the party, but sometimes you got to do that extra effort. You got to go that extra mile to make sure everything is good. Like, for instance, let's just say you could run a mile today, but you're like, okay, you know what? I've ran a mile, but for some reason, I mean, I don't feel tired. You know what? I want to run another mile. Now, I know that's not the perfect analogy to kind of compare to what Ranta's doing, but what I'm getting at is, why go one step when you can go two? And Ranta, he's taking it the easy way out, and he's trying to be very distant. Now, I'm going to assume, as a person that's actually seen a lot of anime and seen a lot of these situations from other series, manga, light novels, anime, and stuff in different forms of literature, I'm going to assume Ranta has his reasons. I'm going to assume that. He did say he has his weaknesses in this episode, and judging by the way that was said or implied to us as the viewer, it makes it sound like Ranta has a problem with fitting in. Maybe he can't relay his emotions properly to other people, which that's a very good possibility, or he's the type of person that just doesn't want to grow connected with anyone else after what happened to Monato, because as we saw in the first half of the series, Monato died, which shows that, like, holy shit, he's the leader, he died, which affected everyone. And even Ranta, he was hurt. You could tell he was hurt about it, too. And when you realize this, there is a very likely possibility that Ranta doesn't want to be close to anyone because he doesn't want to feel bad when he loses someone. That is a possibility. But even then again, I still think that's naive and stupid to think like that. When you have your party still alive right now around you, you shouldn't be distant around them and cause errors to where they could possibly die, which would be on you and your fault. So Ranta at this time, he needs to overcome his weakness of whatever he's doing. I mean, Mary has been trying time and time again to overcome her weakness. I mean, look, she's coming to the cave, the mine, to try to overcome the loss of her comrades. And I mean, she's having to completely face this because at the end of the episode, she's freaking out and nervous and shaking and stuff. So we know for a fact shit's going to go down in next week's episode. I would not be surprised to see a character die. I would not. I would not be surprised. You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if Mary or Ranta dies, judging by how things have been. But for the time being, though, talking about it, Ranta, he definitely needs to change. Either A, he needs to try to figure out a way he can overcome this weakness he supposedly has, or he needs to really relay his thoughts a whole lot more to Haru and, you know, kind of display why he acts like he does. I mean, he says he doesn't want to play friends and all that, which I can understand you don't want to make friends with someone, but even then, when you're in a life or death situation, you should be honestly friends. if you're fighting to the death against enemies, and when you have your back up against this person behind you, would you rather someone that says, oh, let's do pretend friends, or would you rather someone that is your friend, no matter what? I think I would choose the friend I have, no matter what. And so Ranta at this time, he just doesn't have a really good outlook on the situation of the party, and I feel like he needs to go for a lot of development. Now, enough of him, let's talk about the other thing. So when it comes to the mine, you could really see the improvement of our characters when it comes to battling monsters, because I remember when they couldn't even kill one fucking goblin. Oh god, I remember when the series began, and they couldn't kill one goblin. They were all ganging up on one goblin, they couldn't even kill it. And then you see this episode, and they're like attacking multiple enemies solo by themselves, which, dangerous, but it goes to show you improvement. I mean, seeing like Haru, you know, assassinating all of these wolfmen and just taking them down, it's pretty impressive. Even on top of that, how they're going into new territory, being able to take down, like, elders, you know, regular, you know, normal kobolds, I think that's what their names are, or werewolves, let's just call them werewolves for short, and then, you know, lesser werewolves. It shows you improvement on their party or team of how they're able to take down all these, you know, enemies when it's, like, their first time seeing them. Now, I feel like they're biting off more than they can chew, though, because at the end of the episode, you see, like, the mine boss finally pop out, like a death spot, and judging by Mary's reaction, we can already assume that this, you know, creature is what killed her entire party. Probably the exact same creature that killed her party. Like, it's the same creature, same werewolf. And I feel like it's not a different one, it's the same one that killed her party, and I feel like maybe Mary's going to try to get her revenge, and they're going to take it down. Probably at the cost of someone dying as well. I could definitely see that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.